welcome back to Plain Simple Projects. We're going to plant a couple tomatoes here. We're going to plant a black cherry tomato, transplant, kind of see how it's doing. And we'll plant another one too. So I'm going to plant this, as I talked about in a previous video, between these plants. I'm going to pull these out here pretty soon, but I'm going to put those down in here. And just got some rain, so the soil's nice and wet, but it's looking good. The soil's looking good. I'm happy with that. And a couple things about planting tomatoes, which is kind of interesting, is you can actually plant it up to the you can plant part of the stem, and by so doing, you actually give it a place to grow additional roots. So a lot of people will actually plant this horizontally like this, just like that, and they'll put it over here, and that way it allows this tomato plant to root itself along a larger root system, which is usually a good thing. And so we'll just do that, allow it to turn up, and usually the stems are fairly limber, and they'll allow us to make that turn without breaking. So we'll put this one here like that. And then let's go ahead and plant the other one here. You know, these plants will get pretty big. These are actually indeterminate types, which means they'll keep growing and producing as long as the temperatures are right and they have the right conditions. What's this? Oh, we got another little thing. Anyway, do we have sometimes there might be a stake with one of those. Anyway, the determinate type will produce tons. So if you're looking at canning, but it produces it usually almost all at once, and which could be what you want. And so determinants would be what you use in those situations. But for our situation here, where we're just producing these indeterminate, kind of larger tomatoes, this is a Cherokee Purple. It's a heirloom version, and I love the taste on these. So we're going to plant this one here. Now this one, if you notice, is a little bit root bound, which isn't great. So we're going to kind of pull it out a little bit, make those roots spread back out. We don't want them to be trained to grow in circles. We want those roots to spread out so they get all the nutrients they need, and to help support you know, good vegetable development and good leaf development. So a couple other things too here. I want to get a decent amount of root in this planting here, so I'm going to plant at an angle to give me as much of this stem as possible. A couple things I gotta be careful of though is this stem is a little bit there is a little bit thicker, so be careful. I don't want to break it or crack it, so I gotta just bend it ever so slightly to get it to come around like that. But we don't want to crack that stem. We just want it to come out nicely, straight, without cracking it. So usually that's why you'd like to plant younger plants. They're a little more limber, easier to plant. These older plants, they look good in the cups, but sometimes they have a little harder time transplanting. So anyway, I'll put this one here, and we'll see how they do. Anyway, we'll get these removed here in the next little bit and kind of see how they turned out with these the broccoli. And not that great, not that great. We had some aphid issues that we were talked about in one of the previous videos, but that's but we did get those taken care of, but I don't know if we got to it in time. Anyway, thanks for watching today.